What's up YouTube? Scott's Skyny Tradition, back with another video. It is Sunday night, only, let's see here, 10 days before the National, which is just crazy. That really has come up upon us quick. Can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that and just catching up with everybody. It's been a long couple of years, man, and I'm super looking forward to getting down there and seeing everybody. So I thought I'd jump on here and make a quick video tonight. Been seeing a little bit of like pessimism in the hobby lately. Maybe got too high too fast back in February, and then it has fallen since then. And many people have lost quite a bit as far, especially if you got actually into the hobby in February, March, January, when prices were so high. You're probably hurting a little bit right now, especially if you were into modern basketball. That is the one area of the hobby that got just stupid high, stupid fast, and it couldn't go anywhere but down, to be honest. So I think it's a good reminder for everybody to well, I guess a couple things, but number one is don't buy at the peak of a hobby. And I know it's kind of hard to know when that peak is, and you want to get on board. You have that fear of missing out. You don't want to be left without a card. But I mean, when you saw all the hype and all the craziness going on, last November, December through probably February, March of this year, it's just a good idea to stay away. I personally didn't buy any cards for like 4 months or 5 months, which is crazy for me. Usually I will at least have something coming in, but I just could not move on any cards at those prices. They just seemed absolutely silly to me. So don't buy at the peak, but I think we are getting into a time right now where it may be advantageous to jump into some cards again. If you've been paying attention, you've actually seen some cards, many cards, start to flatten out a little bit and then start to creep back up a little bit. So that's, I think, a positive sign. Kind of as we're getting into later summer now, and people are going to actually start sitting in front of their computers again in cold weather, and who knows if we get another COVID hit here that keeps people at home. Who knows what's going to happen. But I think that there are a lot of good signs for the hobby, actually. And so, like many of you, I actually keep pretty good track of my collection and values and everything. Usually, I do have everything on an Excel spreadsheet. Every 2 months or so. It used to be longer, like every 4 or 5 months, but with the way the volatility in the hobby has been lately, you really got to look at it every month or two at least and see where you're at. Otherwise, you may be up or down thousands of dollars, depending on, how much value you have in your collection, what type of collection you have, etc. So, many people's collections are down like 30, 40%, even in the last couple months. Which is just crazy, and I feel really bad for those people if they invested, especially heavily into modern basketball. Those are the prices that I think have come down the most. Those of you who know what I collect, I have a pretty good diversification of lots of different things. Vintage baseball, rookies. I have my vintage Packers set in high grade. I've got newer stuff. I've got basketball, football, baseball. I collect lots of different things. It's just like any investment, really. I don't collect for that reason, but a couple years ago I decided to get into baseball, especially like high eye appeal baseball rookies, just to help better diversify my collection. And I'm so glad I did, because a lot of those are actually starting to tick up. So anyways, I guess why I'm going to want to make this video is because not all cards are actually going down, believe it or not. I know it's a shocker, but I grabbed 6 cards from my collection that have actually gone up in the last 2 months. So, and they're all different. I've got some vintage football in here, modern football, I got modern basketball, some vintage baseball rookies. So it just goes to show you that if you kind of stick with quality in your collection and you do not buy at the peak of a market, you almost can't go wrong. So I'm pretty confident in the sports card market, actually. So let's just go through a couple cards. Maybe it'll give some people some optimism that the world's not crashing, and plus they're just cool cards, so why not show them? The first card is from my Packers Team Hall of Fame set. 63 Topps Ray Nitschke. You can see this is just a beautiful example of the card, graded an 8.5. And this one's a real nice one too. Look at that centering. 63 tops footballs plagued with bad centering typically. I think there's about maybe 9 or 10 graded higher than this one. And you know, Ray Nitschke is a Pro Football Hall of Fame rookie. So this is a card that was woefully undervalued for a long time. And this card actually, you know, I had it valued around, you know, $850, somewhere in that range. And there's been a couple recent sales up around, you know, $1,800 to $2,000. So this card's really jumped up in value, and I think it's finally getting the recognition that it deserves. I think vintage football, there's still a ton of meat on the bone for growth in that sector, just because all you got to look at is pop reports, man. If you look at vintage baseball compared to vintage football in the 1950s, you're going to notice an obscene differential in the pop reports. So much more baseball. Baseball was America's darling sport in the 50s. So there's just that much more printed, that much more held on to. The pop reports are extremely high. This card's from the 60s, but, you know, the early 60s. But you know what I mean. Like, it's just, there's a lot less of it around. Like, the vintage football market, if you look on eBay right now, especially, like, vintage Hall of Fame rookies in high grade, the market has all but dried up. Like, you cannot find it. It does not exist. I know, because that's pretty much what I collect, and I haven't been able to add to my Packer set in over a year, just because the stuff's just not coming on the market right now. So vintage football, I think, is definitely a place to look for value right now. And that Nitschke was just a prime example of a card that's gone up in value. Another one, here's a Reggie White PMG, red PMG, numbered out of 150. And I'd value this card around $600, and one just sold a week or so ago for about $2,000. So that one has come up quite a bit. And this is another card that I kind of I think that has been undervalued. Not just this card, but any football red PMGs, or any PMGs for that matter. When you compare it to basketball, it just is a stupid differential. So I felt like these could not go up, basically. And these don't sell a ton, so it's kind of hard to gauge prices on these, but they're pretty rare. And it's nice to see that these are finally creeping up in price. This one is directly related to the NBA Finals. Chris Middleton, Prism PSA 9 rookie, and these could be gotten for $35-40 all day, you know, around the beginning of the playoffs, and now they've kind of more than doubled. You can get them for $80 or $90 right now, which is still, I think, pretty damn good, to be honest with you. So here's a card that's doubled in value, and directly related to his performance in the finals. He's done great so far. Huge win for the Bucks on Saturday in game 5 in Phoenix. Have a chance to close out on Tuesday. I expect a tough game. Phoenix is not going to roll over. They can shoot the hell out of the ball. I mean, they shot 55% in their home arena and lost. Like 68% from 3 or something like that, and they still lost in their home arena. That does not happen. So they're going to shoot pretty well, and the Bucks are going to have to play if they want a chance to put Phoenix away on Tuesday. So Chris Middleton, another example. Then we got some vintage baseball rookies. This is kind of what I was talking about when you buy quality. This is a Robin Yount, PSA 9 rookie. I think when I bought it, I paid between $900 and $1,000 for it. And now, but I had it valued at about, you know, $2,300, I think. And there's been a couple recent sales up around the $3,500 range, and even some a little higher. So this one is creeping up in value too. One of my favorite sets, the 75 Topps set, Robin Yount in high grade. Here's one that I know B Roth will like. I just showed this card recently when we had the card scavenger hunt on Friday night, which was a lot of fun. Here's a Hank Greenberg rookie in the grade of a 4. Had this card valued around $2,000, and believe it or not, it's actually crept up. There's been 2 recent sales of this card for around $3,000. One was actually a little higher than $3,000. So you can see it's climbed $1,000 even in the last month or two. So that's pretty good to see. This is not a super prevalent rookie card, but a key rookie card nonetheless. And this is really a nice example of a 4 too. So just a beautiful card. All right, and last card I have here is the 39 play ball Ted Williams. Another great example of a card. This is a card I bought from my buddy Kurt at Baseball Card Emporium, and just a really nice too. Great centering. Love the picture. These, I think, I'm trying to remember what I bought the card for. I think it was around $1,500 at the time, and now these go for up north of $4,000. So these have definitely climbed. I had it valued around $3,000 even just 2 months ago, and now, you know, it's up over $4,000, $4,500. So this is a card on the rise too. I think people are sort of like reevaluating their collections when maybe they realized they were in too much risky stuff when they were in all, you know, modern baseball and basketball, and you know, you can see what can happen. Just look at Acuna with his recent injury. Sucks to see, but that stuff can happen, even to really good players. So, and you have no control over it. But like, nothing's gonna happen to Ted Williams. You know, he's already built into history lore, and he's always gonna be part of Red Sox history and baseball history, and a cultural icon really when you look at his war service as well. So, a card like that, I think people are they're gravitating towards more scarce cards and more, you know, cultural icon type cards that will stand the test of time even 15, 20, 30 years down the road. Will an Acuna card do that? Maybe, but it very well could, but it's a risk either way. You know damn well that Ted Williams will. So, and it has that natural scarcity built in, not the manufactured scarcity. So, I don't know, just food for thought. I just thought I'd show a couple examples of cards that were actually rising in price. Not all cards are falling. I did have a handful of cards that have fallen even more on my Excel spreadsheet, but I guess that's a video for another day. But some of these other cards, you know, that have risen in value have more than made up that percentage. So, with that being said, again, I hope to see you guys all at the National. If you do go, please say hello. If you see me, I'm happy to chat with you. Look forward to seeing you all. Those of you who I met in 2019, and then also anybody new, would love to meet all you guys, so, and gals. You guys have a great night. It's Sunday night. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the National in about 10 or 11 days. Thanks for watching.